who can get the better of one another.
You mentioned earlier a beautiful night for the beautiful game, and we expect this might be a beautiful match between NC State and Utah. NC State in the home red and white, Utah in the road gray uniforms. And we are underway. Season opener here in Raleigh, North Carolina, the city of Oaks. NC State representing the ACC, Utah out of the Pac-12. Two very strong soccer conferences. The Wolfpack coming off an NCAA tournament appearance and a first-round loss, 7-7-6 last year, their record. Meanwhile, Utah in Coach Nakata's third season, this is a big match for them and a big test against an ACC team. They open up on the road as they look to continue improving. And a chance early, side netting. Well, not even a minute in and already positive signs from the Utes.
Yeah, you say getting a test on the road and immediately they're attacking and they don't look afraid. They went right after it, immediately played. Kafusi, she held up the ball well, laid it off, and they got in behind.
And maybe no surprise, it's Kafusi and Katie O'Kane. Those are the only two Utes last year to start every match. And a great link up there to begin. So a good test for Utah on the road, challenging themselves. That's certainly a storyline for NC State. They come in with the #3 strength of schedule in the country. So both of these coaches, both of these programs, they want to be the best, and that takes playing the best.
Yeah, NC State's definitely known for having a strong strength of schedule every season, and Coach Santoro, he tests his team in non-conference play, and you have to when you're about to hit ACC teams that are always finishing in the Final Four, top teams in the country.
Yeah, Coach Santoro talking with us about that formula and saying, look, it's something that has always worked for us in preparation for the grueling ACC, which you played in at Virginia Tech. And I'll certainly ask you throughout this match and pick your brain about, your thoughts of playing in that great league. But you got to get ready for that, and also it helps the resume, right? You get some quality wins, and whoever, if someone can come out with a win here tonight, that's going to be a big exclamation point to start their season. Yeah,
and even last season for NC State, maybe didn't have the greatest conference schedule, and in terms of didn't perform that well, but their non-conference schedule is so strong. They had results against South Carolina, among others, and that's what got them into the tournament. Unfortunately, lost in the first round, but their non-conference schedule each year makes them a quality team for the selection committee to pick to go into the tournament and to host games as well. They've been hosting a lot of games in the tournament, and that's a large part of it.
Able to take on UCF in that first round, lost a heartbreaker in penalties. That's a loss that Coach Santoro and his squad have said has really stuck with them, and they've thought about that in this offseason, and now's the time. They feel like it's the first time they've made 6 straight tournaments. First time they had lost in the first round. They feel like, okay, this is the year. Now's the time for this team to really take a big step forward.
Yeah, and that big step forward is going to come without their 2 starting center backs from the last few years, and Jenna Butler and Lulu Gutenberger. 2 incredible leaders. One of them, Jenna Butler, I've been good friends with over the years, and that's a big loss, but it's also a big opportunity for some of these younger players who are returning to take this next step forward for the program and continue to build on what they've been doing since about 2016.
Leah Hall-Robinson plays through. This is Jade Bordelot, the freshman, getting the start up top for NC State as she commits the foul here. We're talking Tim Santoro, obviously, and now he's in his 11th season, right? He has had a chance to kind of build this program up. That's what Coach Nakata is doing at Utah. Had a tremendous stretch at Stanford, right? Winning a couple of national championships, and takes over the head job at Utah, and putting together a tough schedule like this is part of his formula. And now in the 3rd year, that's when you kind of expect things to start clicking for this team. And this could be a very big year for the Utes.
Yeah, 3rd year is kind of when you start to see the recruits that he has put his stamp on start to come in, and hopefully he can instill that winning mentality that they've always had at Stanford. Several national team players players, several players that just represented the United States at the World Cup. And the Utah team, yeah, you'll be expecting big things from them this season. I think they have a strong roster to be able to do things in the Pac-12.
Good step in by Taylor Chisholm to take that ball away. But Utah already asking some questions in the attacking third. Get a touch for Jamise Joseph out wide. This is where she can be so dangerous. But facing a Utah team that was really, you look at them last year, 6-7-6 overall, a couple of wins in the Pac-12, finishing 11th. The issues for them last year were not defensively. This is a very good defensive team. Really closing out the season, scored just 2 goals in their last 6 matches. So trying to crack this veteran Utah back line, that's going to be a tough task for NC State today. For Utah, we talk about some of the veterans that they bring back, and they've already looked pretty good offensively here. That's really the question, is can they score enough goals? Can they generate enough chances to really help support this strong defense?
We talk about that recruiting class coming in, one that he has been able to put his own stamp and own footprint on. Kennedy Schoner, she's a freshman up front, number 14, next to Kafusi. And I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, that he went out and recruited somebody to fill that spot, hopefully to get goals and develop a nice partnership with Kafusi.
Yeah, Coach Nakata said about that recruiting class, he said, look, we're adding qualities to each of the 3 lines on the field, but most notably, we're expanding our level of play in the attacking third with this group, with that class, and that'll make us substantially threatening in front of goal. Both teams just feeling each other out so far. O'Kane trying to combine in the midfield, and she's able to do so. Chance for the Utes on the far side, picking out a nice pass. This will not trouble Etchezarreta too much, but the Utes put a shot on goal.
This is a great start from Utah. That shot led from a buildup that started all the way in the back, several passes connecting back to front, a change of point, and yeah, Coach will be very pleased with how this game has started.
Kelly Bullock with the shot, part of the recruiting class from last year, highly rated as a 4-star recruit, and made 14 starts in her freshman campaign.
Sprinkles.
Granger able to retrieve it off the deflection. And this is kind of what we expected to see really from both teams, right? Utah showing their ability to connect passes and build things up. This is Ryan Cole. Fernando Soto closed down quickly on the far sideline. It'll be an NC State throw-in. Annika Wohner nearly turned it over. It falls to Leah Hall Robinson. Has it taken away. And a chance maybe now. Schonauer still moving with it. Pass a little behind O'Kane. And the freshman Schonauer immediately stepping into a big spot. O'Kane, little bit of room. Shot is blocked. Few numbers in the box. And Etchezarreta makes it hers. Water takes a spill, and it'll be an NC State free kick. All right, so as we near 10 minutes into this match, Emily, what are your takeaways so far? Are you impressed with Utah's start?
Yeah, definitely impressed. They've really been patient, keeping the ball, not getting around the back, but they've also been very good at breaking lines and getting forward when they want, not rushing it.
Here's Jamise Joseph.
But just like that, Jamise Joseph can just come out of nowhere. NC State hasn't had the ball at all in this first 10 or so minutes, and then Jamise Joseph, she can just pick your pocket. I think NC State, what I was going to say is, if Utah are going to do this and keep possession, NC State needs to get closer to people in midfield, limit the touches of O'Kane in midfield, and they're going to need to have Hall Robinson and Jamise Joseph step out every once in a while and initiate the press.
Jamise Joseph can make things happen in a hurry, right? We highlighted her in the Open. 8 goals last year for NC State. She's got 20 goals for her Wolfpack career. And having a lengthy discussion with Coach Santoro a couple of days ago and talking with him about his team, and we got pretty deep in the conversation, and I said, you know what, I haven't even asked you about Jamise Joseph yet, because she's so consistent and you know what she can bring. And I asked about her and the other attacking options, and Coach Santoro saying, yeah, we know she's going to give us, 8, 10, 12 goals. The question is, can we get 15 goals from the rest of the team? And can she get enough support? You see 2 times in All-ACC selection. She has a tremendous resume.
Yeah, and I think some players definitely need to step up. It makes it tough with the injuries to the midfielders. I mean, you see right now, Alexis Strickland is sitting in there in the 6th position, and she's definitely an attacking player. So, I mean, that takes some of her qualities away from the attack and adding goals for herself. But Annika Woner on the ball now, I think she needs to have a big season for NC State to help supply the goals alongside Jamise Joseph.
Leah Hall Robinson showing off the speed and wins a corner. Hall Robinson had a tremendous year last year, and it really came off the heels of a great preseason, and she continues to take that momentum into this, her 5th year in Raleigh. Couple of goals last year, but 5 assists for Leah Hall Robinson. And if NC State can score off this set piece, she won't get an assist, but she'll have earned this corner. It sets it up for freshman Mackenzie Smith in the starting lineup. Sends it in, and nearly a header by Bree Weber. Not cleared yet from danger. And now Utah able to deal with it. It was Schonauer who got it out. And now potentially a chance to counter. Brooklyn Holt, the outside back for NC State, able to settle things down. Well, it's been mostly Utah attacking so far, but we see NC State can be very dangerous on the set piece.
Yeah, that's definitely something historically that they've been very good at over the years. As I mentioned earlier, Jenna Butler, she's been very good on set pieces, getting up in there, tall bodies out of the back that come forward into the box. And Chisholm and Weber, they're both going to be able to get up on set pieces and try to contribute to some goals as well, add to that 15 that they need, according to Coach Santoro.
Good patience here from the Utes. A little bit of space for Cole on this near sideline. Plays forward to Schonauer into the box. Chisholm with a strong tackle. It'll be a Utah corner.
And here we see again Schonauer getting it behind. And Chisholm does well to get the tackle. Unfortunately, it goes off the corner flag and out for a corner rather than a throw. But a good defensive tackle nonetheless.
Taylor Chisholm, the sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina. 14 appearances last year, made 3 starts. And she draws the start here in the season opener. Into the box it goes, gets through everybody, whereas Cesaretta is ready and waiting. Maria Etchezarreta, one of the best goalkeepers in the ACC, in the country, the senior from Aviles, Spain. Played every minute of last year for the Wolfpack. And she is, and goalies have to be vocal, right? And she is one of the vocal leaders of this team. In preparation for this game and this season, studying up a little bit. A great article in Technician, which is the student newspaper here at NC State, by Ethan Bakachinakis, and previewing this NC State women's soccer season, and got a couple of quotes from Etchezarreta, and she was saying, you know, the feeling around the team this year, feeling fresh and rejuvenated, and they are so excited to start this year.
Yeah, I think that's great to hear from your senior goalkeeper, kind of stepping into a big leadership role this season. Every season there's turnover on the team, and I think NC State last year felt like they could have done more with what they had, and I think that that's another reason why this season feels so fresh, because they're ready to get after it. They want to take it a step further and get more wins under their belt in conference especially.
Utah again probing forward, and they'll have a corner. It'll be O'Kane to take it. In swinging corner, hit pretty well, back post, and it was, I believe, Chisholm who got ahead to it. Kafusi was in the area. Bullock dispossessed, and Weber gets it away safely. NC State looking for a little hold-up play here from Woner. Can't get it. The pressure of Utah immediately pouncing. It was O'Kane. Schonauer onside. Weber again there. Well, you mentioned NC State shorthanded in the midfields. Now, you were a tremendous midfielder in college in the ACC, and now at the professional level in the NWSL. So I would imagine that you're always a little hyper-focused on the midfield battle. So far, you feel like Utah's getting the better of that battle? Yeah, definitely. Especially Katie O'Kane. She's really impressed me so far. She's sitting in between the lines. She's gotten on the ball so much for playing against an ACC opponent. I think NC State really needs to get tighter to her. She's making things happen. Her getting on the ball will get her more and more comfortable and grow into this game, and can be dangerous really moving forward. And you can tell when she gets the ball, she's kind of working around Kafusi a lot, and that's a dangerous partnership. And I think NC State needs to be aware of that. So get tighter to her. What else would you like to see NC State do, particularly maybe in the midfield or maybe elsewhere? Well, I think they need to win the ball and assert some possession of their own. Okay. They haven't had really any of the ball. Their chance came off a turnover and then a corner kick. So they really need to get on the ball, and I think their midfielders are going to grow into this game.
they're getting the hang of it, I think, working with each other, unexpected group of three in the midfield. So I think they'll grow into it and figure it out as they go.
Awkward challenge there by Warner, and she's whistled for it. Our referee tonight, Catherine McCormick, making the call. Emma Richards and Raymond Thomas, the assistant referees, with Matthew Engelbert, the alternate official. So a chance, and the free kick dealt with by NC State. The Wolfpack have looked comfortable in defense so far. O'Kane lofts one back post, and Echezreta there again. Got to be a good feeling as a goalkeeper. She's gotten her hands on the ball a few times now, gotten a few touches, hasn't really been tested yet, just kind of getting into the flow of this match.
Yeah, and I think she made a good decision there, building out of the back. Unfortunately, it doesn't really look like NC State is too eager on doing that. The ball went out to Hull, and everyone kind of just stood in their positions. I think I mentioned they need to get on the ball, but maybe that's not exactly what they want to do. Maybe they're fine with Utah controlling possession and sitting in and trying to limit their chances.
Nice little combination here on the far side. Ends at the feet of Kafusi. Preseason all Pac-12.
There you go, same position.
Good matchup, Power 5 matchup. These two teams have never met on the women's soccer field. Part of a road trip for Utah, opening up on the road. And they'll make the most of the trip. You get 2 games when you go to the East Coast, and they'll go down to beautiful Charleston, South Carolina, take on College of Charleston. 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday. So what, 11 a.m. Mountain Time?
Yeah, the time change is definitely. I'm curious to know when Utah came into town and to see if they're affected by that at all. But the good thing is school hasn't started yet, so they don't have to worry about the academics just yet.
And a road trip early can really be good for team bonding.
Yeah, definitely. I always loved going on the road early in the season. The 5-day trips, especially before school starts, are awesome to get to grow as a team off the field, because it always helps on the field.
So for those viewers watching back in Utah on Sunday, have a little brunch, a little soccer. Good combo. Chance here for the Utes. And Echezreta to her right, comfortably saving Schonauer's shot. Well, you mentioned the freshman Schonauer from San Jose, California, and she has been all over the place so far.
Yeah, very active and kind of two opposite. You want that in a partnership up front with 2 forwards, is to have kind of 2 opposites, but that can both work together. And here's actually not O'Kane, Blum between the lines.
Another freshman in the lineup, along with Bella Woods. Step up by Courtney Brown there, wins the ball for the Utes again. Jamise Joseph able to turn. Utah got to get back quickly. The help comes. She's still moving with it. And the end, a goal kick, but NC State pushing forward a little bit, and when they have been at their best pushing this way, it's been at the feet of Jamise Joseph.
Yeah, definitely. She'll be kicking herself after that one, though. Woner was wide open in the middle of the field. You play it to her, and then you have a 3v2 go into goal. Jamise Joseph, she does a great job on the dribble to spring the attack. Just needs to make a little bit of a better decision. One touch too many. Because that's the thing when, you know, the question mark is offense. Who's going to help her score goals? You don't want her to then change the way she plays because she thinks, you know, I got to get the goals. I got to do too much. You don't want her to change the way she has been playing the last few years. You want her to make sure that she's incorporating her teammates into the attack, because ultimately that's going to help her score more goals.
Speaking of freshmen in the starting lineup, Mackenzie Smith, one of 5 international recruits in this freshman class, and the freshman from Leicester, England, gets the start. More naturally as center back, she's starting in midfield. Again, NC State having to put some players in some different roles. That's a tough ask, right? Hey, welcome to college soccer. You're going to get the start. You love that, but playing a little out of position.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for a coach to do that as well, because obviously you don't want to put your players out there to fail, but ultimately, no matter how your start comes, you've earned it. Whether you're a freshman, you're a senior, whatever. And Coach Santoro, I've heard great things about their team culture and how he instills that in his players. So each player that plays on the field for NC State, they've earned it. And they're out there and they're prepared to play.
A freshman class that they're really excited about. Fernanda Soto. Speaking of freshmen, that's Jade Bordelot, who was just bumped off the ball. So a lot of players tonight making their collegiate debuts. Do you remember yours?
Honestly, I mean, I just blanked for a second, so I guess I don't. But now that I think about it, yeah, we played San Diego at home my first game, and then Georgetown, who was, I believe, in the Final Four the year before. So it was a tough weekend.
O'Kane quickly closed down. Schoenauer looking for some space, and they will give the free kick. It'll be a card as well. You see Catherine McCormick kind of making the signal like there was a tugging of the jersey. And we'll get another look at it.
Yeah, Schoner's been special thus far. A tug of the jersey. I think it's a little bit of an early yellow, but the referee setting the tone early, and Schoenauer, she's been great thus far.
See Jaden Thomas, midfielder for NC State, 5th-year star. She will miss this season with that leg injury, and so a big loss for NC State. And so Smith there with the yellow card, kind of starting in her place, gives up the free kick. Dangerous spot here, and a few options for the Utes to take this. Right at the Wolfpack keeper. And Cheza will look to start things quickly. They switch Joseph to the near sideline. First time she's operated from here. Combines with Leah Hall-Robinson and earns the corner. So we saw on that replay, and a nice job by our crew, because Schoenauer, you could see kind of at the end maybe gave it a little bit more, but on that replay you could see, and that was the reason that the yellow card was given. It was a handful of jersey that led to.
Yeah, definitely, and probably unnecessary to grab the jersey as well, because the defender had position over Schoenauer. So I'm not really sure why she went for the jersey, but yeah, definitely another good opportunity for Utah, and here's another one for NC State.
Smith sends it in, and it's Schoenauer getting a left boot to it. A lot of numbers in the box. Holt, good delivery. Still loose. Bordelot took a shot. It was smothered. Strickland gets twisted up, and it'll be a foul on Lexi Strickland. That's a couple of times that we've seen NC State, when they can get numbers in and the ball's in the air, they've been able to make some things happen. Maybe a good chance here. O'Kane wanted to get it on that preferred left foot, and that allowed the NC State defense to recover momentarily. And really kind of a disappointing result from the numbers that the Utes had just a moment ago. Time for a substitution. Looks like Cole's going to come off the fields. Mary Frances Sims coming in for NC State. Freshman making her collegiate debut as she subs in for Fernanda Soto. It'll be Alex Schoenstatt coming in replacing Cole. Schoenstatt, sophomore, but making her Utah debut. An Ole Miss transfer where she was very good in the SEC last year. Couple of goals. Joseph operating from Holt, pardon me, on the far side. Hall Robinson, good low cross. It falls to Bordelot. Left-footed shot. I think it was always going to be wide, but Wardle had to go down into her left just to make sure.
Yeah, and NC State starting to grow into this game. The ball's being played more in their attacking third, and Leah Hall Robinson always dangerous on the outside, puts in a good ball, gets popped out, and a good shot on frame. Building confidence growing into the game.
Jade Bordelot, the freshman from Canada. U17 World Cup experience with their home country. Played in India last fall. Coach Santoro saying she has all the attributes of a top attacker. Schoenstatt to Schonauer. Schoenstatt continues her run, and she's on side here. Sims on her heels. Cross in is just over the head. Another chance. And it whistles high. Schoenstatt has been in, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, a little bit of high-low high action there. Into Schonauer, back and through. Schoenstatt getting it behind, has her head up the whole time, is checking to see who's going to go into the box, and puts a decent ball in and ends up in another opportunity for Utah.
I mentioned Schoenstatt played her freshman year at Ole Miss, but transferring out to Utah, a little closer to home. She's from Sammamish, Washington. Came up in the OL Reign Academy. Good ties to NC State there because Zira King plays for OL Reign.
Yep, quality player. Grew up training with her.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's a small world, right?
Yeah, for sure. And she's having a great career herself in the NWSL.
Small world, especially at the elite levels of this game. Offside flag comes up. Unfortunate for NC State because Joseph was able to get on the end of it, and she had some help too.
Yeah, good idea to play them in behind. Utah playing a little bit of a high line and catches Joseph offside. But I think that's a great idea for the back line of NC State to look in behind, find Joseph running in behind where she's best.
We know how dangerous that she can be from there, right? But if nothing else, just to put a little idea in the mind of the back line of Utah. Leah Hall Robinson turns it over. And Chisaretta just had to be safe. Plays it out with her feet. It's Schonauer again, calling her name a lot in this first half, the freshman. NC State a little more confident on the ball. That one nearly getting through. Bounces to Schonauer with some green grass in front of her. This is going to be offside. Just a half step. Two freshmen can't combine. And the game opening up just a little bit here, isn't it? Getting stretched.
Yeah, and we're nearing the end of the first half. You're starting to see why this is the first game of the season. Still getting your legs under you, and some players that started the game are dying off a little bit, but that's when the game opens up, and that's when you get into the big 5 moments of the game where it's really dangerous for the other team to score on you.
And we were talking before this match about, what we were looking forward to and some of our storylines, and it's not always the case, but yeah, in the season opener, you're playing in August in Raleigh. The heat and humidity is going to be one of the storylines, and I'm sure it was a little cooler for you up in Blacksburg opening the season when you open up at home, but you've played in heat and humidity. How does it impact you as a player? Yeah,
it impacts you a lot, and now playing for the Courage in the NWSL, it is hot every morning when we go out to training. This week has been rough, specifically.
Leah Hall Robinson, good instincts. Gets the return pass from Bordelot, and it's overhit. The Wolfpack maybe with the chance to walk in there with a better combination. We're going to see some subs on both sides again as we're talking about the heat and humidity. Today, thankfully for the opener, much better than it was a few days ago, where the heat index reached a record, I think 115 is what I saw. But it's nice enough tonight that we have not needed the mandatory hydration breaks.
Right, we were expecting one for sure based on the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's still warm. It's still humid, 84 degrees. But as this game opens up, as you have used the phrase, NC State growing into this game, we'll see if either team has a goal in them before halftime. Would obviously be massive either way. Little space for Woner here. Numbers in the box. Strickland can't get on the end of it, but still hustling for it. Looking around the league, and how about Milwaukee? Late first half, ahead of the top 5 Notre Dame team.
That would be one heck of a result on opening night.
Again, more space in the midfield for both of these teams. Utah moving forward. And the flag goes up. Kayla Standish made 5 starts last year. Getting in there as we get another look at it. Bordelot able to evade a couple of Utes and keep possession for the Wolfpack. Holt with the pace. Ahead to Joseph. And Sims earns a free kick. And Mary Frances Sims coming on as a substitute. Collegiate debut for the freshman from Gulfport, Mississippi. So it looks like Weber's the option to take it here. You'd think probably just a little bit out of shooting range.
Yeah, clipped ball in behind between the goalkeeper and this offsides line that they're holding right now.
Again, NC State has looked threatening in the air. Nothing comes of that. And both teams continue to sub here as we get under the final 3 minutes of this first half.
Substitutions for both teams in the 43rd minute. Entering the match for Utah, number 19, Bailey Jackson, replacing number 20, Katie O'Kane.
Bordelot and Woner come out.
NC State, number 29, Sienna Kim, and number 17, Brianna Holt.
Sienna Kim and Bree Holt enter for Coach Santoro.
Those substitutions occur in the 43rd minute.
Chance here. Holt does well with it. Bree Holt just into the match, but can't connect with Kim on the pass.
One minute remaining in the first half.
We'll see how aggressive Utah wants to be here. Got time for one more push if they choose. A little surprised to see, though, they don't really seem all that interested in pushing the ball up the field. Or
10 seconds.
They put together a good performance in this first half, and they will take the scoreless draw into the halftime locker room. Emily, what were your impressions of the first 45 minutes?
Utah came out really strong. I think they definitely deserved a goal. Maybe in the final third and in the 18-yard box, they really didn't create too much that was dangerous for Echezarreta to handle. But NC State grew into the game, and as we saw there at the very end, the last 33 seconds, Utah just stood on the ball. So I think both teams are satisfied right now, but someone's going to need to come out to go for it in the second half.
Some adjustments certainly to be made in the halftime locker room. We'll talk about what those might be when we come back from a halftime night for soccer here in Raleigh. I tell you what, the Utes are also blessed. I got a chance to go out there in March and see some of their facilities, and you've got the field, you've got the snow-capped mountains in the background. It is beautiful.
You're ready for the second half.
So both teams coming out of the locker room. We know some adjustments will be made. What would you like to see from both of these squads?
Yeah, for Utah, I mean, they started off the game really strong. I'd like to see them to continue to take their space. In midfield, they were breaking lines, but not everyone was turning and taking their space and really being aggressive to go to goal and create quality chances. For NC State, I would say build on the end of the first half. They need to capitalize on their set pieces and get on the ball a lot more in the second half.
Here we go for the second 45 in Raleigh. Looks like Bree Weber might be starting this second half more in midfield. Jamise Joseph, maybe an opportunity. Shouts for a handball. No, she sticks with it. A good start for NC State. Couple of shots off the right foot of Joseph, still with the ball. This is Leah Hall Robinson, who I thought was one of the top players for NC State in the first half. Made some good things happen on the wing. Weber, clever back heel. Hall Robinson whips it in. Bordelot finishes! And it is a dream start. Barely a minute into the second half, and NC State notches its first goal of the season. The freshman Jade Bordelot delivers.
And we've been talking about who's going to score the goals alongside Jamise Joseph. Well, Jade Bordelot, she answered that question in the first game of the season. Gets on the end, near post run, great finish, and I believe that's Jamise Joseph that put in the ball in the box. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Holt that played the ball into the box. A great start to the second half for NC State.
NC State goal scored in the 47th minute by number 13, Jade Bordelot. The assist to number 4, Leah Hall Robinson. Bordelot from Robinson in the 47th minute.
Your new score, Wolfpack 1.
So a 47th minute goal by Bordelot, the assist to Leah Hall-Robinson for NC State. And you can't ask for anything more coming out of the locker room than an early score. How does that change this match for you?
It changes everything. I mean, Utah was definitely the better team in the first half, I think by far. The way they were playing, asserting their dominance. But NC State, you could just tell Jamise Joseph, she stepped on the very first play of the second half, won the ball, created an opportunity that, they were arguing for a handball. Ball pops out, they connect a few passes and put in a nice cross. My apologies, that was Leah Hall-Robinson that put in the ball and got the assist, but a great start, and Tim Santoro will be very happy with that.
A confidence boost for NC State. And a first chance at adversity this season for a Utah team that, as you said, you thought played very well in the first half. We'll take another look at it, and it's Hall-Robinson.
It's just a very good finish by Bordelot. She makes it look very easy, but just redirects the ball, doesn't take a huge swing at it, and puts it on frame. Great goal by the freshman.
Told you earlier that quote from Tim Santoro about Jade Bordelot. All the attributes of a top attacker. One of those attributes, of course, has to be finishing, and she showcased it right there. Another chance. And a free kick in a good spot here is Strickland, got spilled by Standish. What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking shot, me as an attacker, but it looks like Annika Woner is setting up for maybe a clip ball in behind. It is kind of one of those that's a little too far for a shot, but the way she's lining up, I don't see how she can bend this on frame.
Does just clip it in there, and it's a great ball. Offside flag was up anyways, but you see what Woner was trying to do there.
Yeah, Woner's a special player. You can see it every time she plays. A wonderful textured ball in behind. And I'm not sure about that offsides call. If this ball goes in the back of the net, I would be upset if I was NC State. But a great set piece, drawn up play. Woner with the execution of the set piece. Great ball in behind.
And of course, the point is moot. But yeah, looking at that replay, it looked like she was very much onside.
And here we'll see again, Woner plays it in behind, and everybody's onside on this play. Utah just loses track, and she puts it over, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, she was definitely onside on that one.
So a good ball played by Woner, but I have to ask you the question, of course, is this is another good ball, and Joseph can't quite latch onto it. I had to ask the question of you just to see, and this is our first time working together, so I see you're thinking shot. That tells me you're optimistic.
Yeah, I'm thinking shot because personally, my individual skill set, I think distance-wise, you can either have a textured finish on goal. That's probably not going to happen from that range, or you can kind of go, toes down laces, knuckleball, and I think Woner definitely has that in her skill set, but she also has that clip ball in behind, and I think that was the better option on the play.
A deep throw in here for the Utes. The first 5 minutes has belonged to NC State in this second half. And we saw, and you kept saying NC State growing into this game. We saw that as the first half went along, the momentum started to swing its way a little bit. Utah's trying to swing it back right here, and it's a finish. Offside flag is up, taken off the board. A clinical finish there by who else? Taliana Kafusi, but she was offside.
Yeah, and that was a great finish from Kafusi. Ooh, that's definitely close, but I will say I think she looks off on that one. Wonderful finish and wonderful ball in behind. Those clip balls where the defenders are trying to hold their line and your forward has the momentum to go forward, those are really dangerous for midfielders to play in.
Taliana Kafusi making her 53rd career start tonight for the Utes. 6 goals to lead the team last year. Thought she had her first of this 2023 campaign, but just maybe a half step offside.
But
that gives you a glimpse, though, of just how dangerous she is.
I was going to say, regardless of that being called offsides or not, it definitely makes her confidence go up. She hasn't gotten a shot on goal in this game before that, so I think that will really give her some confidence to keep going and push this Utah team on.
We've seen a number of offsides from both teams at this point, and obviously you don't want to have too many, right? But I think it does kind of highlight the fact of what you're talking about. Speaking of offside, waiting to see if Schoenauer would be, and she was. But is that not a sign both of these teams, they like to play and make those types of runs?
Well, I think in the first half we were kind of thinking as the whistle to end the first half blew, we were kind of thinking who wants this game the way it ended. And I think this second half we've seen a few offsides calls, and that shows me that they do want it. They came out and maybe their coaches got into them at halftime and said, hey, go out there and try to win the game.
Hall Robinson, good move here. Joseph heads it on. Kafusi, good hold-up play here and allows numbers to get forward. And now the attack coming from the Utes. Bullock goes outside. And a good job by Blaylock there, putting the initial pressure on Joseph. It doesn't seem like a dangerous situation. You've played against Jamise Joseph. You get one-on-one on the outside. Her turns are so unbelievable. And then if you get a half step behind, you're not going to catch her.
Yeah, that's in the scouting report. For any team that's playing against Jamise Joseph, do not let her turn. In open space, she is absolutely lethal, and here we see it now.
Trying to run past Blaylock here, and Blaylock again doing what she needs to contain one of the best players in the ACC. 2-time All-ACC Jamise Joseph. You see what she did last year. We were talking about her in the first half, and you know the finish from Bordelot, that's a good sign from NC State because again they know they can rely on Joseph. The question is how many goals they can get from the supporting cast, and Bordelot kind of raising her hand and saying, hey, I think I'm up to the challenge. It's one of the ways in which these two teams are similar, as that'll be a foul on Schoenauer because, of course, we saw Kafusi and the 6 goals, and a card here will come out and be shown to the freshman Kennedy Schoenauer. But kind of the same story for Utah, right? 6 goals from Kafusi, but how many can they get from the others?
Yeah, I think that was a good call from the referee. Just slowing down the attack for NC State. Schoenauer just sticking her leg out and tripping the center back.
Schoenauer's had a great game. The forward from San Jose. She does see a yellow card here. First issued to a Utah player. Sims into the box. There's Granger with the first touch. It'll be an NC State throw. Wardle looks to start the attack with her right arm. Casey Wardle, 7 games last year. She draws the start here on opening day. Was a part of 3 shutouts last year for the Utes. Fernanda Soto going to come in and replace Leah Hall-Robinson.
Substitution for NC State in the 57th minute, entering the match number 11, Fernanda Soto. Exiting number 4, Leah Hall-Robinson.
Soto steps into that right back position. If you're just joining us, it was a good first half. Didn't see a goal in the first half, but some nice opportunities for both teams. Utah had a fair bit of possession in the first 45, but NC State coming out immediately strong in the second half and got a 47th minute goal from freshman Jade Bordelot on the assist from the recently subbed Leah Hall-Robinson. It looked like Utah had an equalizer just minutes later, but Taliana Kafusi was deemed to be offside, and that's where our score is now. 1-0. Still plenty of time left in this one. And it feels to me, I know we saw late in the first half, things kind of opened up a little bit more. Dangerous ball ping-pongs around, and Etchezretta will get to it. But if we see that in the second half, it just feels to me probably not done with the scoring tonight.
No, yeah, I definitely think there's more goals left in this game. But since that Kafusi offsides that was called, it's been a little bit of a slower tempo again that we saw in the first half. So if it stays this way, I don't know if we'll get any more goals. But if as the game wears on and the subs come in, I think it'll start to ramp up again.
Trying to switch fields here. Holt's able to get at least a piece of it. Oh, and a corner. Take it quickly, take it short. Now into the box. Trying to get Maren Granger, the veteran, part of this back line that put up 7 shutouts last year for the Utes. Granger, who led the team in minutes last year. She was as big a part of anybody in those 7 clean sheets. Bullock cutting inside and finding some room. Shot initially blocked by Mackenzie Smith. And will this be a corner? It will. Schoenauer making some things happen. NC State almost daring Bullock there to shoot.
Yeah, and I think that she needs to drive at the defender, like take her space and impose herself on this back line. I think Utah too much in this game. They're getting to the final third, but then they kind of are stuck after that, taking shots from distance or, you know, half chances. They need to create some more solid chances in addition to set pieces.
We said it's hot, it's humid, and it looks like Taylor Chisholm dealing with some cramping. Getting a little assist from her goalkeeper. Yeah, 83 degrees. And Chisholm, again, getting her 4th career start. She's played every minute tonight. She's okay to continue. Another corner for the Utes, and again, electing to go short. Coach Nakata will make a substitution here. Schoenstatt nearly made an immediate impact when she came in the first half. She'll replace Cole.
Substitution for Utah in the 61st minute, entering the match number 4, Alex Schoenstatt. Replacing number 17, Ryan Cole.
I mentioned earlier that Schoenstatt, you know, played in the OL Reign Academy. Got to train with OL Reign, able to train with Megan Rapinoe. What an incredible experience that must be. Obviously, we get the opportunity to, well, this is a good ball over the top. Onside here for the Utes. O'Kane crossing it, squaring it. And again, boy, that might have been the best chance for Utah in this match. Can't capitalize. I do want to ask you, though, playing in the NWSL and going 3rd overall and getting to play with national team players, both U.S. national team and across the country, is again Utah threatening here. O'Kane wants to get it on that left foot. Almost didn't need to. Right-footed shot, just wide. I thought it was safe to ask my question, but here come the Utes again. We'll look at this first.
Yeah, a great ball in behind towards Schonauer at first, but then to O'Kane. O'Kane picks her head up, plays an early ball in behind, and you'd think Kafusi's getting on the end of that one, but she misses it. And then here's O'Kane again, slows her defender down, takes a shot with a bad angle, but almost gets it on frame.
I just want to ask you kind of what was that journey like for you to obviously be a top player, right? But then to kind of make your way to the professional ranks, so you kind of look around and say, look at who I'm playing with and I belong. What was that kind of like for you?
Yeah, it's super cool. We have some great players at the Courage that I've gotten to play with over the last 2 seasons. And they're all super humble. I think we have a lot of underdog type players on our team, and we play like that and play a great style of football. And yeah, it's great to play alongside those players. They're great role models for me. I made one last year. I got to play with Dabinia. She's an incredible world-class player. And unfortunately, they went out early in the World Cup, but she'll definitely still be on the world stage for many years to come.
Do you remember, was there like a welcome to the big leagues type moment for you, either in the NWSL or maybe an opportunity when you're in academy or in college and you start training with players that are a little older than you? Yeah,
well, the first one that comes to mind is in the Challenge Cup final last year that we did win. I went out to step to Kelly O'Hara, and she megged me. And I got megged by Kelly O'Hara, pretty cool.
Schoenauer with some space here. Great ball. This has been an incredible debut for Kennedy Schoenauer, all over the place.
Yeah, Schoenauer has been spot on all game long, making things happen. And that was here, we'll see it again. That was a fantastic next level ball in behind. But again, no pressure on the ball from NC State. You expect Kafusi to finish that. Probably should go with her left foot on that one. She'll want that one back. But Utah is building momentum every minute of this game, of the second half.
Kennedy Shanehour, collegiate debut. Told you the freshman from San Jose, California. Played 3 sports in high school, of course, soccer. Ran track as well. Third sport was the kicker on the football team at Abraham Lincoln High School.
I mean, you can tell, super athletic player, really smart. Yeah, just really impressed with her debut so far.
Deep throwing for NC State as Bordelot gives chase. Again, it was her 47th minute goal that is the difference in this match so far. Speaking of freshmen having wonderful debuts. Bordelot arrived to Raleigh in the spring. A number of their freshmen were able to do that. And that, of course, allows you to settle in to the college lifestyle a little bit. So you show up to campus early, you can train with the team, you have that spring season, and more players are doing it. It's a huge advantage, and Bordelot able to take advantage of it. Again, Soto replaced Hall Robinson after her assist early in this half, and she's been plugged in that right back spot. She comes up and makes the play there. Joseph trying to turn. Getting by Blaylock initially. Woner going to be able to retrieve it. Utah able to get some numbers back. That's something to definitely keep an eye on as we get deeper into this match. Of course, Utah is going to have to push forward a little more. That's going to give even more space for Joseph on the other side.
Yeah, definitely. Utah eventually is going to want to push. Being that they're away, they don't necessarily need to win, but to get a result here would be critical for their NCAA tournament hopes.
A lot of space here, near side. Bullock. A foul called here. Was it Kafusi that came in hard at NC State? Smith is down. Or pardon me, is that Sims? Yeah, 21, not 2. Well, there were initial shouts for the trainer, but Mary Frances Sims sitting up. Again, this is an NC State team that is already shorthanded.
A chance for an informal water break here for both teams to kind of speak to their coaching staffs, and for Utah to see what they can do to create more chances. I mean, in this second half, in the first half, I was saying they maybe didn't create any clear-cut chances. But in this second half, they definitely have, and now it's about putting them in the back of the net and building off of last season.
Get a look here, and Sims. Yeah, Kafusi just runs into her.
Yeah, Kafusi's definitely has a strong frame. Yeah, just kind of crashes into her. Accidental play.
Sims from Gulfport. Coach Santoro saying a hard-working two-way midfielder. Came in as a substitute. Make her collegiate debut tonight and able to make her way off the field under her own power. And looks like NC State is ready to sub in Alex Moore. This break here will give us an opportunity to show you, if you missed it, 47th minute, Jade Bordelot, clinical finish.
Yeah, such a great finish. Like I said in the initial replay right after the goal, she doesn't take a huge swing at it, just redirects the ball to the back post, puts it past the keeper. It's a clinical finish from a young player for the Wolfpack.
We get the whistle and play resumes. NC State making a substitution. Sienna Kim is in. Actually, I believe there's a few substitutions. We'll try to get them to you momentarily. There's Kim in, 29. And there's quite a few more subs ready to be made. Utah just giving possession away. NC State will take that and take that opportunity to make these subs. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. I thought I saw the signal. Apologies. It's a season opener for me as well. Here we go. So Sims comes back in.
Season opener for us all.
This is Lexi Strickland.
For NC State re-entering number 21, Mary Frances Sims, for number 29, Sienna Kim. Substitution occurs in the 69th minute.
Sims back in and back on the ball. Corner. So we've seen Bordelot more centrally tonight. She gets a chance out there on the wing, earns the corner. NC State has looked good in these opportunities.
Wolfpack fans, make some noise for an NC State corner kick. And in the corner, your number 2, Mackenzie Smith.
Bree Weber, Taylor Chisholm, two of the top targets here. Good ball. I believe off the head of Chisholm. And now Alex Moore comes in and makes her collegiate debut as she replaces Chisholm, who just had that header. Number of subs for NC State here.
Number 17, Brianna Holt. Number 5, Alex Moore. And number
Robinson back in for the home stretch of this second half.
Number 15, Jimmy Joseph. Number 22, Taylor Chisholm. And number 20, Brooklyn Holmes.
So Kim back in. She just came in just to replace the injury replacement for Sims. She's back in now as Jamise Joseph is getting just a quick breather.
Yeah, we'll definitely see her back on the pitch in a few minutes. It's the coaching staff taking advantage of the college sub rules.
Yeah.
Being able to come back into the game.
When you sub off in these instances and you know you're coming right back in, take me through your mentality. Just getting a sip of water, maybe some instructions.
Yeah, and she's probably thinking, I didn't want to come off. Ooh.
Kim is upended. Trying to switch field. It's not there. You can see the space again as things have opened up a little bit. Strong play from Smith, shielding off Schoenauer. Told you Utah is heading down to Charleston. They'll play on Sunday. NC State also on the road. They'll be at Charlotte, 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Deep strike. Oh, and a wonder strike to tie this match. Bella Woods, the freshman, unbelievable strike. That might be one of the best goals you see all year. It comes in the opener.
It's going to take something special to beat Echezarreta for NC State. And this sure was special for the freshman. Her first goal of her collegiate career from distance. Echezarreta a little bit shielded from the defender in front of her. Has some knuckle on it and just drops into the bottom right corner. Wow, right corner for Echezarreta, I should say, left corner from other point of view. But wow, what a finish, what a strike. And the Utes are back in the game.
The freshman from Draper, Utah, Alta High School. What an incredible goal to tie it at 1 apiece.
And you can't say that wasn't deserved from Utah. They've definitely been in this game, probably the better team for a bigger portion of the game than NC State. And they definitely deserve that goal.
Well, you said they've been very positive until they got into the attacking third. That shot was so deep, she almost wasn't in the attacking third.
Yeah, it went right against what I was saying of that they needed to build further and create more chances in the final third. Yeah, she wasn't even in it. That's just an incredible finish from a young player, and that will give her so much confidence through the rest of the season.
I think she has plenty of confidence already to be able to
take
square that
shot,
one up.
Yeah.
So Utah getting that goal that they're looking for. That comes at a big moment too, because I was going to ask you, we were talking maybe when there was 23, 24 minutes left about how this game might change, because you feel that pressure, right? When you're trailing and you can start to press, but there's still plenty of time. And so that goal comes really before Utah got to really crunch time, I guess would be the cliche.
Yeah, it came before they started to send more numbers forward.
Sure.
And that type of thing.
And now another chance. I think you said it well, right? There's not a lot that's going to beat Echezarreta from that distance. It has to be perfect, and it was.
I don't know if you saw that messy strike from
I did.
Earlier this week. Another chance for Kafusi, as we'll see on this replay. Definitely a tough angle to take the shot, especially on the bounce with the defender closing in. But she's inching closer to finding the back of the net as well. But yeah, that messy goal was, you could argue that was questionable from the goalkeeper. It was a 30-mile-per-hour shot, I think is what I saw, which is like incredibly low from that distance especially. That shot from Woods there. That shot from Woods on that goal was no trickler into the back of the net. That was a great strike from distance. Better than Messi's maybe.
I did see some questioning maybe of the keeper's positioning on that messy goal that you were talking about. But yeah, nothing that Cheza could do. Just a pure strike from Bella Woods. And so in this match, we highlighted 2 elite goal scorers at the very top of this broadcast. It has been 2 newcomers to score, 2 freshmen on the scorer's sheet in this one so far. What else does this match have in store for us? If you're NC State, you knew that it was going to be a short rest for Joseph anyways, but especially after that goal, taking no more time. She's ready to check in. Bree Holt wins the ball. And Joseph and Bree's sister Brooklyn is patiently waiting to come back in this match.
Let's go.
Sims switches it out to Bordelot, chips it along for Weber. And they will let the subs come in now. So Bordelot out, Strickland out as well. Again, Holt and Joseph back in. Jameis Joseph, 8 goals last year. Several of them were late. In fact, one coming in the final 10 seconds of the match. So this is sometimes when she really comes through for NC State. We'll see what she has in store.
And make some noise for an NC State Wolfpack corner kick. Into the corner here, number 2, Mackenzie Smith.
Casey Wardle directing traffic as NC State takes its 5th corner of the night. Headed on frame, still loose. And Wardle able to get on it. That close to the go-ahead goal. Bree Weber with the initial shot.
And what a chaotic sequence of events. Just when you think it might be going in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And then it's just a bunch of chaos in the 6-yard box, and Utah does well to keep it out.
I don't know if it was, I thought it was Wardle initially, but on that last replay from the back of the net, Granger was right there also. This has been an entertaining second half.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more clear-cut chances, being creative by both teams.
Joseph somehow wins that ball. All the way across the face of goal. Holt can't get on the end of it. Shane Hour starts the push ahead. Etches Zaretta way out of her box, and that was necessary. Well, she is very comfortable with her feet. Looks like Utah will make a substitution now. Under 9 minutes to play.
And that was such a good play by Etchezarreta coming off her line because Kafusi was in. She was in and probably finding the back of the net. It's a great ball in behind, poorly defended by Moore. But Etchezarreta just does a great job of reading the play and staying in tune with what's going on in front of her.
They say she's good enough with her feet. She could be a field player. It takes some courage to be able to come that far outside your box as well. And just sweeps it away. And now a giveaway from the Utes. Kim DeSoto. I think just trying to catch Wardle off her line. But didn't get enough of that ball. You can see both teams dealing with some fatigue at this point. Utah surging. Off a 74th minute strike from Bella Woods. Leah Hall Robinson has been so strong on the ball all night. NC State able to keep the ball in. You could tell their sideline thought it even went out, thought it was their ball. Play just continues. Well done. Alex Moore playing some big minutes here for NC State in her collegiate debut. It's a short-handed, depleted NC State side. Moore coming off a preseason injury last year that cost her an entire freshman season. Also had a big injury her senior year of high school, so it's really been a couple of years since she's been able to play in a regular season match. And we knew she would get some minutes tonight. Here she is in the biggest and brightest minutes down the stretch here, 85th minute plus. And stepping in to make the play. Looked like Brooklyn Holt wanted to go quickly, but NC State with some other ideas. They want to make substitutions. Here comes Strickland and Bordelot and Chisholm.
Alexis Strickland. Number 22, Taylor
Sims and
10, Annika Woner.
Kim.
And number 13, Jake Bordelot.
Coming out.
Exiting, number 21.
Woner back in there also.
Number 5, Alex Moore. 29, Sienna Kim. And 17, Brianna Holmes.
Bordelot does well. Woner finds Joseph. Jamise Joseph picks out a good pass. Soto slips it past the post.
Everyone comments about Jamise Joseph's offensive abilities, but this comes off her counter press, plays a great ball back, cutback ball to Soto, and she'll want to put that one on frame. Tough ball to finish first time from that distance, but great play by Jamise Joseph and NC State.
Creating a really nice opportunity here late in this second half. Of course, when you played, you'd have a crack at overtime, right? And a chance to play 20 more minutes. That no longer the rule.
I just thought of that actually a couple minutes ago. I was thinking, oh, we have another like 30 minutes, but not anymore.
All Robinson to Joseph. Some space for her. Cutting in on Blaylock. And a good tackle, clean from Blaylock. Joseph hustling back. And a card is going to be shown to, I believe, Hall Robinson. And Woner trying to get an explanation here. Referee Catherine McCormick. Allowing play to continue earlier, but at that stoppage, calling time and issuing a yellow card. Katie O'Kane seeing the yellow card.
Yellow card caution issued in the 88th minute to Utah's number 20, Katie O'Kane. Yellow card caution issued in the 88th minute to Utah's number 20, Katie O'Kane.
Again, so much room in the midfield. 2 minutes to go. Both teams playing so hard here, looking for that go-ahead goal. Bullock with a heavy touch, loses it. One minute remaining in the second half. Offside flag was up anyways, doesn't matter. Etchezarreta will put her boot into this as we go under a minute to go. And again, offside. And Etchezarreta can maybe give NC State some field position here, to use an American football term, and really make it so that NC State is the only team that can score here late. Under 20 seconds. Kafusi was in an offside position.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the clock will hit triple zeros. Our score tied at 1 apiece. A result for both of these good Power 5 programs. A great matchup to start off the 2023 campaign. It ends level. Emily, what did you think of this one?
Well, for Utah, I think this is a great sign of things to come for this team. Traveling across the country and getting a result against a very good ACC opponent is fantastic for them. And NC State found a goal from someone other than Jamise Joseph tonight, a freshman who they hope will score plenty more in her career. But overall, I think a fair result for both sides leaving tonight in the first match of the season.
High level of play tonight in Raleigh. We'll show you both goals. They both came in the second half. 47th minute, freshman Jade Bordelot for NC State, and another freshman, Bella Woods. This is one of the best goals you'll see all season. And that's how we finished at 1 goal apiece. Exciting matchup, great way to start the season. So glad you could join us here on the ACC Network. Extra, Utah and NC State, a draw to open up the year. So a great match and a good result for both of these sides. For my partner, Emily Gray, and our fantastic crew here in Raleigh, thank you so much for watching. I'm Andrew Sanders saying good night.